Are you filled with feelings of self-doubt? Do you find yourself prone to minimizing massive dilemmas, or for allowing the smallest problems to get blown completely out of proportion? At the Pierce Institute, our patent-pending Somnosculpt technology provides safe and effective dream therapy while you rest in the comfort of our flagship clinic. Located right next to the secondary overflow parking lot at the University Medical Centre. Somnosculpt, we'll make your dreams come true.
Superliminal is a puzzle game that's been in development for some time and was following release. And what we have here is a game that definitely borrows elements of Portal in terms of its storytelling and structure. And while it has a charm all its own, it doesn't quite hit those same points. But the story is that we are trapped in our own dreams, and we're dealing with crazy dream logic, specifically in the form of perspective. Essentially, where something is when we grab it or move it will affect its size and shape. So if a little piece of cheese takes up the entirety of the screen, when you grab it, it will grow to jumbo size. But if it's really small on the screen, then it will shrink down. And the game is all about delivering, as you can see, some very crazy visuals and situations. And the game, similar to Portal, follows in its own set structure. And some of the aesthetics and just kind of plays on perspective that this game does are just really fantastic. And I'm a huge fan, as people know, whenever games do interesting things with scale like this. But the general practice of the game is that you're only going from puzzle to puzzle with these little vignettes or traveling in between. There is a loose story with you trying to escape your dreams and voiceover from the doctor and kind of the program or robotic assistant who's trying to walk us through what is going on. But everything is kept very minimalistic. And one of the things I think I really like about the game is the puzzle design. Again, it goes for crazy dream logic, and it's up to you to kind of try and figure out what is going on and how do you break it. And when you do solve these puzzles and start to move around, it's very easy to just be swept up by just how crazy things will get. And obviously, with this being a puzzle game, everything that I'm showing you is pretty much spoiling it. So we're going to try and keep things very brief here.
My name is Dr.
But
Glenn.
there's our brief bit of narration and exposition going on here. But unlike Portal, there is no threat or penalty of failure. None of the puzzles will try and kill you, and if you do get stuck, you can reload at the previous checkpoint. And what I really like about Superliminal, similar to that of Portal, is that it has a very basic aesthetic, or very basic environmental design, and then we begin to kind of push and pull against that to create some very weird scenarios, and kind of like there is something awkward going on here, as that dice just grew to gigantic proportions. With that said though, the big problem I have with Superliminal is that it doesn't quite go as far as Portal does, and it does feel quite limiting in that aspect, and we're going to talk about that next. But first, a quick shout out to our current Game Wisdom supporters and sponsors. And now for a quick thank you to our current Game Wisdom Patreon supporters and sponsors. And if you'd like to continue this discussion on game design, be sure to check out our Discord channel, linked down below. While there are a lot of comparisons you can make between Superliminal and Portal, it doesn't quite get to that same height of storytelling and puzzle design that we've seen in the classic game. One of the big issues with Superliminal is that there is a lot of hand-holding going on in terms of puzzle design and solutions. There's no real sense of being able to explore the mechanics of the game, despite having a very interesting set of them with the whole changing of perspective going on. Instead, every puzzle only has really one solution to it. And unlike Portal, where you could kind of experiment with the physics, such as the slingshot effect, there's nothing like that here. And several of the puzzles in the game do get annoying in terms of trying to get the perspective or the right orientation of an object going. There's two of them in particular, one involving apples, or I think it was apples or tomatoes, that caused me a lot of trouble. And I did run into some bugs in terms of the character getting stuck or some of the physics not working in the game, but that was fixed simply by reloading. However, the big problem, and I think what really keeps Superliminal from the same heights as Portal, is that there is no kind of quote-unquote a record scratch or table flip moment. If you remember, a big part about Portal was when the twist happened and it kind of let you off the leash to really explore the mechanics and not be held to the same kind of puzzle format that was the major point of the game. However, Superliminal doesn't do that, and even in the game's final moments when things are supposed to be at their craziest, you're still doing the same basic puzzle solving and nothing else is really happening. For those of you who are expecting some kind of Portal-style boss fight, there are no such things here. And it is kind of a shame, because I know a lot of people are going to compare this game easily to Portal, and you're going to be disappointed like that. I think what's very interesting for me is that I played this after playing Manifold Garden, another game that goes for a minimalistic approach, but then delivers on very crazy designs and puzzle solving. And I think that game holds up better simply by the fact that you're kind of given room to explore those mechanics, even beyond the puzzle solving, in terms of just looking at the environment, finding secrets. With Superliminal, there is nothing along those lines. I tried a few times to try and go off the path to find secrets or hidden things, and even when I did, there really was nothing there to explore, no additional plot points or secrets, and it's kind of a missed opportunity in that regard. But with that said, we're going to wrap up our review here. I would like to thank the developer for giving me a press key to check this one out. If you're looking for another crazy first-person puzzle-solving kind of game, I would say give this one a check. But if you're hoping for the same kind of heights and craziness that we saw in something like Portal, or the unique atmosphere of Manifold Garden, then you may be disappointed with Superliminal. With that said, if you'd like me to tackle your game in the future, please don't hesitate to get in touch and come back for daily discussions on game design here and on Game Wisdom, where we examine the art and science of games. Until next time, take care. If you're looking for more wisdom about game design, be sure to check out my latest offering of books, 20 Essential Games to Study, aimed for first-time developers and students looking for some inspiration for their upcoming games, and Game Design Deep Dive Platformers if you're interested in anything regarding 2D and 3D platforming design. They're both available in print, digital, and wherever books are being sold. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed things, be sure to do all the liking and subscribing that the kids are doing these days. Check out our Discord channel link down below where we hang out and chat game design, and come back later tonight for our regular streamings. But that's it, and tune in for more great content here and on Game Wisdom, where we examine the art and science of games.